Tony, your all-time favorite TV field reporter in the history of your career is who?
Big Rob, right there. Secret sauce.
Mm-hmm. When he asked you a question, could you time it with a calendar or have to shave 2 times before he got to the end of his question?
When I stick a microphone in your face, you're like, what now? All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sacred Grounds podcast featuring Robbie and Uncle Paulie. I'm Robbie Smikowski. Paul Hogan is my co-host. Paul, pretty good week since we last met here. We're about 22% roughly of the way through the Major League Baseball season. What do you make of what we're seeing so far?
I like it. I mean, how can you not like it? I mean, I don't like dropping 4 straight to St. Louis.
Yeah, that sucked.
We could discuss leaving Santana and the hung out the drive for the ruin a perfect game win, but that's another time. But they did bounce back, beat Cincinnati 3 in a row.
So we're going to do today, we're going to give our pick segment, and you and I discussed off camera letting the season play out a little bit, because everybody does our picks in the preseason. We wanted to kind of get a little bit of a sample for how teams, players are performing. So we're going to have a little
because
fun
one of us would have definitely picked the Mets.
Which is insane, given the year they're having. Do you remember a couple weeks ago, I looked into the camera, and here's what I said. Tony Watson, you're coming on my show.
He did.
I looked directly into this camera, and guess who got the memo, Paulie?
Josh Harris.
No, well,
Tony Watson.
Tony Watson got the memo. Tony, you got the memo, bro.
I got the memo. Thanks for having me on, guys. Yeah, a couple former teammates actually sent it right away, so I had to do it.
Can you tell us who?
Jeff Karstens was on it, man. Karst was he sent this and he said, "Hey, have you seen this?" And then you sent it later that night, and I said,
I was hammered. I'm like, Waddy, I did a screen record when I just said to Waddy, I go, "Did you see this?" He goes, "Yeah, Carson sent it to me about 5 hours ago."
You know, I got something to add. You just mentioned Karstens. Years ago, this is a true story. We were out in Vegas, and we used to stay at the Mirage all the time. And there's an outdoor bar right across the street from the Mirage, the old Mirage now, and called the Carnival Bar. So we go in there, and it's me, Harrison, some people that you know, and Brian Reed's from Detroit, good dude. So we're all over there, and there's a dude in there, and he's holding court. He's a 0.2. He's annihilated, but we're like, who's this fun motherfucker over here? So we start talking to this guy. He got a shirt on that says Sunday Funday. It was Karstens. We ran into Karstens
in Vegas with Karstens,
and we got annihilated.
Waddy,
I'm running a 0.2 out there at the Mirage. I love it.
Hey, hold on. Let's go on a one shot before we get Jeff Karstens. I know you're going to see this. You are coming on the show as well.
All right.
All right. That's enough of that. Waddy, tell me about the 2013 All-Star game in PNC Park. You pitched the 8th inning in that game. When you look back on that today in 2026, what was the vibe like in that stadium?
You're talking wild card game, not All-Star game.
Did I say All-Star game?
You did.
Do you know why I said All-Star game?
But I'm with you. I got you.
Because the next year you were an All-Star.
Good save.
Did I save my ass on that? 2013 Wild game, Johnny Cueto drops the ball. Tell me about the vibe in the bullpen. And, well, were you in the bullpen yet? You pitched the 8th inning, so I don't know what time you typically would go out there, but what do you remember from that day and what the vibe was like?
Yeah, I was in the bullpen, especially with Johnny dropped the ball. I mean, that was from the opening, I remember Clint Barmas came over from the Rockies. We didn't have much postseason experience on the team, especially guys that had come up through the Pirates. So he had always talked about, like, everybody's in their seats for the national anthem. It's playoff baseball. It's different. And then just coming out and seeing the blackout and just the different noise decibel that you weren't used to, seeing people on the bridge and the Clemente in the background. I mean, it was incredible. But then once Johnny, once the echo started up in the rafters of the Cueto chant, and just kind of took over the stadium, and then he dropped the ball. We were out in the bullpen, of course, playoff baseball. You never know what's going to happen. All hands on deck. So I just remember Russ hit the homer. He stepped out. Everybody's going nuts. Russ hits the homer, pandemonium, and they're trying to get their bullpen going. And PNC, you could see, we share the bullpen, so the visitors are in front of us, and you could see one guy was up and moving around like, oh shit, shit's hitting the fan quick. Dusty's going to get him going. And the bullpen catcher, I believe, heard the phone or saw it lighting up, but nobody else you couldn't hear it. I mean, you just couldn't hear it. You could just see the light flashing that they were going. And then, yeah, that's the biggest thing that stuck out from there. And then obviously, once Grilly got the ground ball to second, we won. I mean, that was just pure pandemonium. A special memory for a lot of guys, a lot of people in that city, a lot of people in that organization. So it was really, really cool to be a part of.
What was it like warming up for you in the bullpen, given that, you had made numerous appearances in the big leagues at that point in time, but did that particular night stand out to you? And what was it like running in from the bullpen and pitching the 8th inning? Just how much different was that night versus any other Major League Baseball game you've ever thrown in?
Well, it was different in the fact that it was, one and done. I mean, the wild card at that point, the ones that we were playing in, those were game 7s. So to get to experience it, throw the 8th inning, be a part of that game, get in the box score, an incredible achievement for me, but also an incredible experience that kind of launched me forward in my career. One thing that I do remember is that what didn't feel any different mainly, and I thought on this later, was because it was the Reds. We had seen them so much. I knew exactly who I was going in to see. I knew exactly what they were looking for. I think Chu clipped me on a backup slider. But other than that, I mean, it was just felt like, we were playing the Reds in October, but we had seen them a couple of weeks before, and I'd seen that pocket of hitters numerous times throughout the year. So it was a playoff game, but for me, it was something that was very comfortable.
Hey, Tony, Paul Hogan here. You just pretty much answered everything I was going to say. Now, with that year, what I like this perspective that we have here is you got Robbie, the media guy, you with the Pirates, and then me as a fan. So as a fan that year, and this is 2013, 2014, there was all the thousands of Jolly Rogers in the stands, which doesn't exist anymore. It might this year, hopefully. Pirates are playing good. And then, there was a smell in the air. There was an anticipation of baseball every day. So what you just answered for me was your perspective on what the fans look like, whereas for me, it would be my perspective on you guys as a team. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome to hear you say what you saw from the bullpen that day. And then for Robbie, the same thing for you as a media guy. You don't see what we see. You have a completely different thing. So, I mean, that had to be cool for you too.
It was the vibe. And we talked about this. Tony was like, the vibe for baseball now is similar to what it was in 13 and 14. I mean, what is it like playing baseball in Pittsburgh when fans are that excited for baseball?
So Pittsburgh's different, man. I mean, it really took until I think David Freese touched on it quite a bit when he was there with us. He came over in 16, but obviously he was with the Cardinals forever. But it's a different, and I've heard Anthony Rizzo talk on this more recently about when the Pirates were rolling, how brutal some of their fans were, and it's really cool to hear. But Freezer always talked about how there's a different sound. It's not like it's like it's a football hockey crowd. It's the sports town. It's blue collar. And then PNC, I mean, first of all, it's one of the best stadiums. I mean, if not the best.
It's the best.
Yeah. I mean, but it's how it's set up. I mean, people are right on top of you. It's a 2-deck stadium. It's not all this commercialized. They're there to watch sports. They're there to watch baseball, and they're right on top of you. And, so yeah, it's cool to be a part of that. And then once you get out of there and then come back as a visitor, that I was fortunate enough to do, it's really cool to see. I mean, when they're going well, they love their sports. They love Steelers, Pens, Pirates, and they want them to do well. They have high expectations, and if you don't go out there and work hard and put it your best, I mean, they're going to let you have it.
Well, I've been through winners for the Steelers, winners for the Penguins. That playoff run in 13 and 14, that's believe it or not, that's more than anything we saw for the Penguins, and they were winning the cups. So that's how cool that was. But there are some things, Tony, that I wanted to say that people might not know about you. You are your lifetime ERA is in the 2s. That's pretty goddamn impressive, man. But even more than that,
11 years in the show.
Yeah.
A sub-3 ERA.
How about
that's hard to do. As a middle reliever, that's hard to do. Because a middle reliever, You give up one ding dong, get 2 outs.
That's
that
right.
kills your ERA because
It sure does.
it's harder for a reliever than it is for a
It is.
starter.
In
Isn't it, Tony?
14, I think that's the
Yeah.
most innings that you pitched in your career that year in 14. But a couple other things happened in 14. You got your only Major League Baseball hit that year. You batted .333 that year. So do you remember who it was?
Who I got it off? Yeah, Carlos Torres in New York. I'll never forget. Of course, I'll never forget that.
There's no way.
I had actually pitched the 8th, I believe. I'd have to go back and look, but I think I remember this. And then we put up a big number in the top of the 9th. So much so that like the pitcher spot came back around, or whoever was the pinch hitter, and I just kind of was like right there, and we were out of bench spots, or maybe Clint didn't want to use another position player. He said, "Yeah, I think there were 2 outs," and I just kind of ass out filleted one to left and
Love
got
it.
a knock. I remember. Was it? I think Sofield was coaching. Rick Sofield was third base.
Yeah, it was.
That year,
Yep.
and he held Russell Martin. I thought I was going to get a ribby too.
Oh, you should have sent him.
That is some
I
bullshit.
got a little selfish, but it was yeah, I remember that hit.
Beautiful.
Now, wait, there's no way in hell you had your own helmet, and there's no way in hell you had your own bat. Whose bat,
Actually,
whose
I
helmet
think-
did you use?
So yeah, Bones, Scott Bonnet, Clubby.
Yeah. Hey, Bones, give me on a single shot. Bones, get your ass on the show. That's all I have.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Tony.
Bonesy.
Sorry.
Shout out Bonesy. But yeah, he was always on top of stuff, so we had our stuff.
Do you remember whose bat you used?
Not that year. I remember in the next year, Jung Ho came over, and I said, I want whatever Jung Ho model is, and I want my name on it. I still have that bat. That's sick. And I think
That's great.
I got Crosby to sign that bat, so it's in the house somewhere.
What is it like for a relief pitcher batting? Like, are you thinking like, oh shit, like what, like, or you just stand up there and watch 3 pitches, perhaps?
I mean, we've had a lot of rule changes, and the game's changed a lot in the last few years, but getting rid of the pitcher's hitting is probably one of the best top ones that's going on. I mean, just especially if one league's doing it and the other one's not. But as a reliever, I mean, we never took BP. We practiced bunting to get the eye wash, cross the box off for 15 minutes in spring training, and so you can't go home early and golf. But other than that, I mean, nobody's not try that. I mean, I remember my first at bat was against Roy Halladay in Philly, and I fouled a couple into the third base dugout like so late. I had no idea.
I'd be pretty happy to just foul one off of Halliday.
Oh yeah, but after that, I think Carlos Ruiz called a curveball, and I just pretty much shit my pants. It was like,
Tony, do you remember? Do you know this? I just like looking up cool little things. In your entire career, do you know how many balks you had?
Over under 5.
0. You've never had a major league balk.
Really?
Yeah.
He didn't?
No.
That's hard to do.
No.
That is.
Pitch as long as he pitched.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's because I had a terrible pickoff move and it would never pick off, so they'd never call it.
All right. Here's something we discuss, and I do want to get in the weeds a little bit about baseball. So a lefty reliever, you always hear broadcasters, managers, players talk about lefty-lefty matchups. Why is the lefty-lefty so much more preferred over a righty-righty, which we see all the time? What is the philosophy behind that? Why it's so hard for a left-handed batter to hit off a left-handed pitcher?
Well, I think you just said it. I mean, they see it all the time, right? Right on right. BP throwers, mostly predominantly righty. Obviously, you got like your left-handed BP thrower that's a ringer that comes in every now and then when a starter's going. But for the most part, it's just growing up. You don't see very many left-handed pitchers, so left-handed hitters either. I mean, even in the lower ranks of amateur baseball, it's not as common to see. And the field, the visual, talking about a left-handed, depending on the setup of the hitter, but like, does he see just one eye or two eyes? I mean, how's he see? There's a whole lot going on there where the angle of the arm slot and sided handedness is completely different for him.
Now, I want to talk about 2014, your year. You were an all-star that year. The game was in Minnesota. It was you, Jay Hay, Josh Harrison, Kutch, Andrew McCutcheon, and Clint Hurdle was an assistant coach on that team. You pitched in 78 games in 2014. That is almost literally every other game. and you had a sub. I think your ERA was like 1.6. I would have to look it up. It was like in the 1.6 area.
It was.
First of all, how the hell is that possible to throw that many games a middle reliever? And the other thing, like, do middle relievers think about like, man, you can give up a homer once every 10 appearances and it could still screw your ERA up. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be there to get one out and you give up a ding dong and your ERA takes a hit.
I could be wrong on this. I think you only give up 14 runs that whole year.
Well, 78 games in a sub. I gotta. Can you look at? Well, we'll look it up. We'll forget it. But anyways, how were you able to maintain that kind of consistency? And was it like being an all-star? Not many middle relievers become all-stars, and you did it.
Right. Well, the All-Star thing, that was special. I just don't know nowadays game where, the fans are in it more on the voting process. Like Mike Matheny was the manager that year. Saw the Cardinals obviously a ton, back a lot of games, back and forth. And I think he picked Jay Hay and I both as a manager, opportunity to be an All-Star through the manager pick. So that was very special and quite the honor. And then just to get the pitch in the game, you can get picked, but you don't necessarily, there's different things that happen around the league with guys matchups coming out of break, guys need a blow. And then they want to, feature the top arms, the bullpen guys. A lot of closers are making it. So those guys are going to get their innings, but to be fortunate enough to go out there and then went out there, I think Aroldis Chapman and I the plan was to bridge an inning in the All-Star game. And I got the White Sox first baseman to pop up on.
What that was it? Paulie Konerko at that time?
No, not Paul Konerko. Come on, how old do you think I am?
So Konerko was still. You made him 14.
The Cuban guy.
Jose Abreu.
Yes, great hitter. Unbelievable hitter. He came off the bench and was like Miguel Montero was catching me. He was with the Diamondbacks, and it's like I throw predominantly fastballs, a lot of changeups. Slider's my third best pitch, and he puts down slider first pitch with the. And I said, "Screw it, let's do it." And I mean, he just missed hit that thing. So that was it. I had one pitch outing in the All-Star game, so something I can hang my hat on. But always enjoyed that. But
damn right.
I forgot about that. I forgot it was one pitch in the All-Star game.
Very efficient slider. Jared Hughes used to give me so much crap for coming into the All-Star game and throwing a slider, and he's probably correct.
Do you still have that ball? Do you still have that ball?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't think so.
That would be a cool ball to have. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be.
Mm-hmm.
So
I remember. Go ahead.
That was Derek Jeter's final All-Star game. What was that like?
That was cool. I mean, just all the stuff going around at first inning. I remember Kutch hit a rocket up the middle and Jeter laid out, and it was bang bang play, and he was safe. But it's like 2 years prior, Derek Jeter's just letting that ball go to center. But you could tell something was different at that point. And then the standing ovation he got. We were in Pittsburgh, so we weren't around like all those superstars like that. Kutch was obviously coming off his MVP season, but guys like that around, and to be part of that whole thing was quite the honor.
So you get traded to the Dodgers in 2017 for a guy that fans are still excited about to this day, O'Neal Cruz. There's two ways to look at this. First of all, the Dodgers wanted you. They're a World Series contender every year. And then Cruz is obviously a major piece of that trade. He was in single A at the time. Do you talk about that much? And what is it like looking back at your departure from the Pirates and being traded for a guy that people wear his jersey all over the place right now?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, for at the time, right in 2017, to get the chance to go to World Series contender, I remember when I got over to LA, they were like 50 games above 500. We were slotting out the last 2 months like it was, spring training outings to get ready for the playoffs. Just a completely different from what I was used to. And then I remember when Neil Huntington called me that I was getting traded. I don't know why, but I just happened to ask, like, who'd you get? And he said, we got this basically a freak out of the complex. And there was another arm, I think, attached, but, and a couple years later, I think somebody had mentioned, like, have you seen this guy that you got traded for? It is 6'7" shortstop that flew. I think he was actually playing in Bradenton at the time, and he had all the tools, but it's like he's 6'7", and we'll see if the limbs and the levers work, and it works. And holy cow, man! I mean, just a couple of nights ago, what was that last week? He hits it off the top of the foul pole. I mean, just doing stuff.
He did.
That's not normal stuff.
The way he tracks a fly ball is also not normal. So we got to work on that.
That's a different conversation, but
I'll take the homers. I'll take the home runs.
You drive in more than you let in, he'll be all right.
But a couple other things. I wanted to talk about how you got drafted. You were drafted 3 times. I noticed the Marlins, Orioles, and then the Pirates. I'm assuming that in high school, was it Sioux City, right?
I was born in Sioux City. That's outside of Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay, outside of Des Moines, Iowa. So you're right by the Field of Dreams almost. Is that right?
No, that's farther east. We got to get you to Iowa.
You know what's crazier, bro? He'd been to Field of Dreams. He didn't know where the hell he was.
It's in Dyersville. I thought that.
It's the middle.
All right, this isn't a geography class.
Yeah.
All right, you were only about 3.5 hours from the.
You know what this is in this conversation? Tony Watson is Roy Halladay talking about Iowa, and you are Tony Watson batting.
God damn it. So anyways,
from Iowa. Go ahead.
So anyways, the high school, you got drafted in, I believe it was the 23rd round by the Marlins. I'm assuming that you just turned that down for a higher draft position out of college. Would that be right?
Yeah, sort of. I actually tore my labrum in senior year of high school. So Iowa high school, they play a summer season. So we were actually playing high school ball while the draft was going on. So I got picked, was liking the opportunity to get drafted, but at the time Nebraska was coming off a College World Series. It's 2.5 hours away. My mother was sick with cancer, so a lot of things complicated. Then I dove into third base, one of the last games of the year, and popped my shoulder head first. Tore the labrum. And so I had surgery. I was, the Marlins are like, come on down to Jupiter. And I was like, I'll just go over to Lincoln, and ended up having surgery first semester of freshman year, and sat out that first year at Nebraska, and then came back in 2005. So had I signed and taken the offer and gone, maybe I don't slide into third base, and it's a different story. But yeah, it's one that I met my wife at Nebraska. A lot of great friends that I still talk to, and
and you did end up going 9th instead of 23rd. Big difference.
It was, yeah.
Yep.
And then I got picked by the Orioles the year before, and just wasn't the opportunity, and came back.
I know why you have an affinity for the media and for broadcasters, and that is because your wife, Cassie, back in college, you were her cameraman when she was doing stuff. Was she a broadcast major, or was she taking a broadcast class? I vaguely remember this. I remember interviewing your wife when you were picked for the All-Star team, and she was talking about you filming her like segments that she needed to do for class. Tell me about that.
Yeah, broadcasting major, you got it. Look at your memory,
bro. It's what I do for a living.
These videos just actually resurfaced recently, so from some old clips. So showing the kids, they were like, "Who's filming you? What is your style here?"
I need to get some of these videos.
But yeah, she was a broadcasting major, and then finished law school, and we're good.
Now, tell me about, like, with broadcasters. You know broadcasters as well as any player I've ever been around. What was your relationship like with your team broadcasters throughout your entire career? Giants, Angels, Dodgers, and of course, your favorite guys here in Pittsburgh.
That's right. No, I was always cordial. In Pittsburgh, my locker, I'm not sure if it's even like this anymore, but I was always right there by the in the middle. Kind of by the radio, I guess you could say. So Jimmy T, would always come in and turn it down when you guys would come in, and he was always chatty, and still talk to Jimmy T. Awesome dude, and then you guys would be in, and just small talk. I always thought I was coming off like a workout or doing something to prep my body, so like the dopamine levels were running high, and I would be fine to chat and whatever BS. But there were certain days I would always try to be available, but if you had a phone call, it's like, get out, take your ass out, get out of the clubhouse, and be respectful. And If you don't want to talk that day, like, yeah, just, hey, I got something going on, but don't be a dick and, you know, put offish and standoffish. That's just not, you guys had a job to do and we had a job to do and a responsibility. So that's how I always took it. And then after the game, it was always, especially as a reliever. I mean, there were plenty of nights you're not going to talk to us unless we give it up, and it sucks, but it is what it is, and it's part of the gig, and you gotta, sometimes you can tell you guys didn't like asking the questions, but you just had to. You got to tell the fans and what's going on and tell the story, and so yeah, you had to be responsible and do it. There were nights when it was like 3 nights in a row where you're interviewing me, and it's like, oh, this is probably a problem, but I'll give you my best.
Sometimes it's good, not always
Yeah.
bad.
But yeah, I was, and then I went to, you guys were great. Pittsburgh, went to LA. They were great. They had their whole squad out there. We were in the World Series. They had a lot more national media members coming through. And then San Francisco, those guys are incredible, and really enjoyed those guys out there.
I want to ask you, so you're in my book, Sacred Grounds, which is a great book, by the way, available at robbyinc.com, ROBBYINC for those of you. Oh, by the way, you, Tony got one of my books for his dad, which was nice, and I appreciate that. Yeah,
That's nice. I'd
He loves it.
have given it
Love
to him. Would you charge him?
Tony.
Yeah.
Well, he's rich.
Tony, I'd have got in giving you one.
No, you know what though? So the story I asked you to be, and this is crazy. A lot of people may not realize this, and this is one of the crazier things that fans might not realize. So when Marlins Park was built, they put the visiting bullpen right next to the Clevelander. And the Clevelander, like, dude, like you're warming up and there's like, how do you describe being in the visitors bullpen in Miami when the Clevelander was right next to it? Please explain this to fans. Put it in, just be real with us and tell us what the hell that was like every time you were there.
I think I would have rather been in the Reds bullpen when they couldn't hear the phone. I mean, it was a mess. It's like, they had like the tinted glass, but I mean, we're talking like Clevelander, like South Beach Clevelander body paint. There's women getting body painted live right there.
I witnessed it myself. It's amazing.
Yeah, there you go.
When I was there in Miami, I was only in Miami's once for a couple Bucco games, and I'm in the Cleveland. We're just walking around looking at the stadiums. I only got 3 stadiums to go, so that was when I went and visited that stadium. So I go out under the Clevelander, and there's no other way to say this, but there are just naked women. They're just standing there. It's for everyone to see, bombs away. They're just standing there. And there's little kids. They're like 12, and every one of them are like this. With their
No doubt. 100%.
Yeah, and their dads are behind them going.
So the thing is, you could leave. We couldn't leave. So for 3 hours, it's and it's just nonstop club. And then there's also like the distractions going on around there. It's a little tinted glass, but I mean, we're talking when you warm up, it's, Yuki Rojas was our bullpen coach at the time, Miami guy from Miami. So he'd have people down there, but he knew what it was all about. And it's like, we're professional, but it's like he's where his back is to the kid behind the wall looking at us. It's like this far. I mean, we're talking a pane of glass and that's it. So zoo animals down there. What do you expect? It's just another bullpen, but the Clevelander for sure.
It had to be one of the harder bullpens to warm up in baseball, if not the most difficult, right?
Well, it's different because it's Miami. The fans aren't like on you, and it's a different fan base. They're there for the $20 beers and cocktails. But,
does anyone still have a foul territory bullpen anymore?
Wrigley does not. San Francisco does not. Tony's in that story too.
Okay.
When they used to have it, they built bullpens maybe 5-6 years ago. They put a guard in center field and they added bullpens.
Yeah, I was wondering if
Tampa Bay is the only one left.
Tampa does.
Tampa has
that's it.
Foul territory. Okay.
Yeah, foul territory.
Did you hate those? You're so
Didn't
close to
mind
fans.
trying to take a piss when you had to take a piss. It sucked because you had to go into the dugout, especially if like the boys weren't banging or anything, and like it's the dugout's a little. We're getting beat. It's like there's only like we could go down this route, but Robbie just mentioned the San Francisco. It used to be you'd have to sit in there, and it was like very uncomfortable for 3 days because it's like the relievers are in the dugout. And it's like, what are you guys doing in here? So yeah, I didn't mind it. You were closer to the action. Wrigley was always cool. I thought the Oakland and the Trop ones were no. I mean, you had like these little. You're hitting your head on top, and the chairs. I think they do it on purpose, but your hip flexors are on fire by the third or fourth inning because you can't fit in the chairs. You need those NBA chairs down there, but yeah.
Those chairs in Oakland were super uncomfortable for sideline reporters. We had the same chairs you guys did. They were those awful brown folding chairs that you probably couldn't get $2 for right now. That's how bad they were. All right, a couple quick things before we wrap up here. Do you remember pitching in Dodger Stadium for the Pirates? You were pitching the 8th inning, and I'll never forget this, and I alluded to this to you. You were pitching to Howie Kendrick, lefty pitching to a righty. Howie Kendrick check swing, 96 miles an hour off the bat, catches me right in the chest. And I go down. Do you remember making a beeline for me in the friggin' training room after your outing ended? I remember you walking up to me going, dude, I just couldn't stop looking over at you. I didn't know if you were dead or where that ball hit you. Do you remember that?
Sort of. But did you have I mean, I was guessing I was looking to see if you had a C mark or a ball mark, which I'm sure you did.
Caught me in here. So I get hit with so I get taken into the training room during the game. And Todd Tomzik, Jeremiah Randall, Ben Potenziano, fantastic guys on that were on the training staff. Todd Tomzik's still with the Pirates. And he said, you're going in right now. They wanted to make sure I was okay, like breathing and all that. And then Tony came in. He's like, dude, are you all right? And I went out there. Melanson actually set the franchise saves record the 9th inning. He ended up getting the save in that game. I just didn't know if you remembered that. And I'm so mad Vin Scully didn't end up saying my name. That would have been like the highlight of my life. Would be
that would have been
all you would have had to do was die.
Yeah, if I would have died, I would have. Vin would have did a memorial. That would have been nice. But I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. All right. What else? You got anything else?
I got one last thing for you, Tony. Sioux City. We mentioned this already. Can you name some famous people from Sioux City? And I looked it up. Can you guess the number one athlete to ever come out of Sioux City? I looked it up.
You're putting me on the spot here.
All right. I'll make it real easy for you. It's you.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's you. You and Jerry Mathers, Leave It to Beaver, Sioux City.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Did you know Jerry Mathers, Leave It to Beavis guy? Or Leave It to Beaver?
No. Tom Brokaw. Tom Brokaw.
And Tom Brokaw. Do you know any other famous people from Iowa?
Do I know them?
Yeah, do you know? I mean, you got to know who the famous people are to come out of your state, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Like baseball only or what?
Anywhere. Movies, acting.
No.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
I just looked up Sioux City.
Keller.
Mitch Keller, yeah.
Mitch Keller,
Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Bob Keller.
Cedar Rapids.
All right.
What do you got? You got a list there? Or you put me on the spot.
No, that was all it was. The whole thing was alluding to that you are listed online as the number one athlete to ever come out of Sioux City.
Oh, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Sarsaparilla, good root beer.
Hey, we're going to do a little pick segment here. Do you want to have a little fun with us or you got to rock and roll? It's all good, man. Either way.
Yeah, let's rock it. We'll do it.
All right. So where do you want to start? You want to start with division winners? So
Yeah.
So each team, at the time of this recording, so everybody knows for posterity, each team has played between 33 and 35 games thus far in the season. And we did this on purpose because we want to just get a little bit of a feel because you never know what can happen if you're doing your picks the week before the season. So now at least we have an idea. But the fact that we're in early May 4th to be specific, we at least have a little bit of a feel and stuff could still change between now and the end of September. Okay. So division winners, let's start with the American League East. Who do you think is going to win the American League East, Paul, and why?
Well, hey, I don't need these glasses, but I'm going to put them on. All right? I don't need these. All right. Blue Jays. I'm going Blue Jays. I think the easy pick would be the Yankees. I think it's going to be the Blue Jays. And I hate picking the Blue Jays because I, much like God in the NHL playoffs, hate all of Canada. But I'm going to go with the Blue Jays. I think they're too strong right now. The Yankees are who I really wanted to pick, but I think when the Jays get healthy, I think they're getting it for the long haul.
All right, Tony, who do you think?
I like the Yankees. I think it's a really strong team, one of their better ones in recent years, and G. Cole's coming back in the summer. We'll see what that'll give down the stretch. So.
Yep, I agree. I'm gonna go with the Yankees as well. They're just too good.
Tony, do you think IKF should have took a bigger lead in the World Series last year? I
Be
do.
more aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's easy to Monday morning quarterback, but It's going to bother me till the end of time that he was 5 feet off the bag on a.
Yeah.
So, all right, good enough.
I agree, Yankees. G. Cole. By the way, Garrett Cole's a teammate. How much of a competitor is that guy? Like, I try to describe like the aura that he has around that club. He was like my biggest ball breaker. He'd break my balls every day in that clubhouse when he got a chance. But I loved him because nobody was more aware of what was going on around him than that guy was. What was it like playing with G. Cole?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he was first couple of years in the league, so he's the best, number one pick, first rounder out of high school. Said no, so he had an aura to him, like you said, and the confidence just was never shaken. Even on his really good starts, he thought he could do something better, and that's probably what makes him, one of the best pitchers in the game right now.
American League West winner, who?
American League West. I got Seattle. I like Seattle. I think they're loaded. I mean, they're top 4 in the lineup, top 5. Shit. I don't know. And for Seattle, I mean, right now, dare you say the Oakland A's, but of course not. You wouldn't say. The A's are in first place, I think, right now. But Seattle, I think once at the end of the year, it's going to be Mariners.
Tony?
I like Seattle too. I think their pitching's always going to be top notch, and if I'm not mistaken, the big bats got off to a pretty slow start this year, and back of the baseball card doesn't lie, so I think they'll be there at the end.
I like the Texas Rangers only because I worked with them for half a season in 2024.
Playing well.
And I'm being a homer, new manager, so I'm going with Texas Rangers. All right, let's finish up in the American League Central.
I got Detroit right now. Tough pick over Cleveland, I would say. But Detroit, I'm a low key Detroit fan, anyways. I mean, they got Scooball. Who's the kid? McGonigal.
Kevin McGonigal. Yeah,
McGonigal's playing well, and I'm not going to pick Cleveland. Cleveland to me is what a fart would look like if it had a face. So I'm never going to pick Cleveland. So Detroit Tigers.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Now you know why I picked this asshole as my co-host, because he says stuff like that.
Yeah.
American League Central, who's winning it? Who do you think?
I like Detroit too. I would say Cleveland, but man, they really pulled that one out last year, and I just don't know that there's, it's obviously a new year, but don't sleep on the Royals though. Royals look all right. The Central's always just kind of a jumble until
Always
after
is.
the deadline.
Always is. I like Detroit as well. AJ Hinch, World Series experience, Scooble. When you have a dominant pitcher, it's just it's hard to lose when you have that. NL East, Tony, we'll start with you here on this one. National League East. I don't know who's beating the. Is anybody surpassing the Atlanta Braves right now? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I mean, the Phillies' offense was struggling, but that gap's pretty big, and they got a lot going on for them. So I'd take the Braves.
Go ahead,
I mean, it's going to be Atlanta. Like I said before the season, I think a lot of people might have said the Mets. I mean, if you look at the Mets lineup, they're fucking loaded.
Yeah, they are.
Know? But the Braves, the only team that could probably catch them would be the Phillies and another Devil's Den. You know anybody from Philadelphia? Any scumbags from Philadelphia?
He's taking a shot at my hometown for no reason. All right. I agree. Dodgers or wait, we said Atlanta Braves. Sorry, I was looking ahead. Dodgers are going to win the NL West anyways. Atlanta Braves are just too good. They're too good.
And everyone's going to say the Dodgers too, right?
Dodgers. We all agree Dodgers.
Yeah. I want it to be the Padres. I love the Padres, as you know. But the Padres, wow, what a division to be in. Is the Dodgers. They're just the Dodgers are Padres great all year.
The Padres are good, and the Dodgers are just better.
It is better.
What was it like playing for the Dodgers?
I mean, incredible.
In terms of the expectations, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean the expectations, sure, but it's just a first-class organization. Staff's there to help you get better, and everything was individualized. It was the first time that I was just around that, where the R&D team was just so big and massive, and they were there to help you be the best version of yourself. And then at 7:00, I mean, you knew exactly what you were getting into. I mean, they're really like the forefront of what today's game is, and that's why they're so good. But they're just so deep every year, and felt like we just had the player development was coming through, especially in September. I mean, it was just like, who are these guys? Oh yeah, he's coming from AAA. He was in Tulsa. It's just guys coming out of the woodwork and really, really good at what they do.
That's incredible. 12 of the last 13 NL West titles have been won by the LA Dodgers. That's hard to top.
And 12 of the next 13 too, until
See what
until
next
they.
CBA?
Oh, by the way, until they stop cheating with their deferred salaries, that bullshit.
Oh, here we
crazy.
go.
I hate
All
it.
right.
Hate it with a
All right.
passion.
Here is Timu Rob Manfred giving his opinion right now. All right. NL Central. Who we got, Tony?
Cubbies. I'll take the Cubs. Seems like they're a pretty strong team this year, and Chicago's going to be. It's about to be really nice in Chicago, and you know how that is in the summer when they're good.
Yeah.
So it'll be that's going to be a hard place to play all year.
Also Cubs.
Yeah.
Also Cubs. But the whole division's playing so well right now. Everyone in the division, and I'm going to go with the Cubs. What is it? Ballesteros, Bregman.
Yep.
Suzuki.
Lost Kyle Tucker.
Happ.
Suzuki. Yep.
Pete Crow Armstrong bats 8th on that team. So I just can't see anybody, including my lovable Pirates, to
Yep.
beat the Cubs.
How about every team in the NL Central having a winning record right now in early May? That's impressive.
Mhm.
Like Pirates are in last place, but
Yep.
Pirates are good. Like they're a good team this year. MVP. I mean, we don't even need to really discuss this, do we? Is it anybody outside of Judge or Ohtani in either league who's going to win?
Well, who do you got winning the World Series?
Oh, well, I got the Dodgers win the World Series.
So do I. Me too.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I skipped over that.
Yeah, you skipped over
World Series. Dodgers are going to play who?
'cause I don't even have the Pirates in the playoffs.
I got Dodgers Yankees again.
Do you have the Pirates in the playoffs?
I do. Oh yeah, Pirates going to make playoffs.
I do not. I think Milwaukee will come out of here.
Do you know Donnie Kelly at all, Tony?
Yeah, through obviously he's Neil Walker's brother-in-law, and
Yeah.
yeah, I know Donnie.
He's
Great.
one of the
He's having a
greatest human
great year.
beings you'll ever meet
Yeah.
on planet Earth. And I could see guys playing hard for him. Yeah, I say Dodgers Yankees World Series. Who do you say?
Dodgers, Tigers.
Oh, you think Tigers gonna make it?
Yeah, I think maybe Scooball can put him through the show. I like that rookie.
Who could win a pennant, Tony?
I mean, obviously the Dodgers, but I'll take the easy one and just say the Yankees. I just think they're just so strong.
Yep. All right. Winding down here with my guy Tony Watson.
Sure.
MVPs in each league. Aaron Judge has won 3 straight. Shohei Ohtani has won 4 straight. He's about to make it 5. Aaron Judge is about to make it 4. Do you disagree?
I got Ron myself. I got Aaron. I got him. I got Judge. I couldn't think of anyone else that's going to be.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
Judge Ohtani, right?
Yeah.
Tony,
No, I don't have Ohtani.
Yeah.
you don't have Ohtani.
No,
Who?
I think I put a surprise pick in there. I think it's going to be Matt Olson.
Matt Olson of the
Wow.
Atlanta
Yeah.
Braves.
Yeah.
It's going to take a
You
hell
know,
of a...
you know why? Ohtani, this is a low hanging fruit. Put somebody different in
He's
there.
MLB superstar, bro.
Well,
I
I agree. I agree.
Cy
I
Young.
like that Matt Olson pick though. That guy just
Yeah.
he plays 162 every year. It's crazy.
He's a monster.
He does.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a player. That is one of the... You talk about you lose Freddie Freeman,
Yeah.
and you put that guy in there.
Yeah.
Atlanta's GM deserves a lot of credit. Alex Anthopoulos. All right, Cy Young. I got Skubal and Skeens again. Skubal's 3rd straight. I think Skeens wins another one.
I got Schlitter and Sale.
You think Cam Schlitter from the Yankees?
Yeah,
I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm just saying.
I know. I went at this differently. Like, it's just easy to pick certain people. It's easy to pick certain people. So I don't know. I'm going to go with Chris Sale. And I think it would be cool to see someone like Cam Schlitter just come in and mow everyone down.
All right. Disagree, Tony? Agree, disagree? Skubal, Skeens.
I don't know about Twitter. Scooble Skeens. I mean, that's voter fatigue at this point, though, right? Can you just keep
I
going
agree.
to the well? I don't know.
I
Somebody
also
can
think
pop.
a lot of this is popularity.
Yeah.
Well, MVP for sure.
Yep. All right. Let's go Rookie of the Year. AL Rookie of the Year, NL Rookie of the Year. AL, I'm going to go with Murakami from the White Sox. He's hitting all those homers. McGonigal's going to give him a close run, but it's a guessing game right now, so I'm going Murakami.
McGonigal. That's who I went with.
Do you follow the Rookie of the Year, Tony? I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
Yeah, I mean McGonigal's a good safe pick. I don't think Trey is Savage. Does he still have rookie rights? I mean, he could be a good pick.
Actually, that's a sneaky good pick right there.
Who's that?
Trey Savage, Toronto
you
Blue
said- I
Jays
heard
starter.
you-
He
yeah.
pitched yesterday. He's good.
Okay.
Blue
he's,
Jays, yeah.
he's
If
really
he
good.
stays healthy down the stretch for them, he could be huge.
Yeah, came out of East Carolina University.
Mhm.
It's Western or Eastern. One of the Carolinas he came from. Anyways,
No idea.
all right. NL Rookie of the Year. I'm going with the hometown boy, Connor Griffin.
I knew you would.
I just think he's so good. He's so talented. He was raised well. I know people that know his family in Flowood, Mississippi. I don't know. I'm just a fan of this kid. I love how he carries himself.
Well, who's not a fan of
The
him?
work ethic is there. I love Connor Griffin. I think he's going to win it. I know Sal Stewart's going to give him a run.
Sal Stewart is who I got. Sal Stewart's what I got. I want it to be KG. You know I want it to be.
Yep.
But he's 19, although he might have just turned 20. But he's 19, he's still raw. Swings at a whole lot of bad pitches, even though he went 4 for 4 the other night. I'm going to go with Sal Stewart.
Rookie of the year, NL, Tony Watson.
I'll go like super dark throw and say the Crawford dude in Philly. Maybe Donnie Mattingly pushes all the right buttons and they get going and he's a threat.
Carl Crawford's son. I think his name's Justin, if I remember
I did
correctly.
not know that.
Yeah, he's good. Center fielder. Really good.
can
A manager of the year. I'm going to go, again, I'm going hometown, the NL, Donnie Kelly. I think the Pirates are going to have such a vast improvement, and I think they're going to be a playoff team, and I think he's going to be a sentimental favorite. Plus, he's like one of my all-time favorite human beings I've ever met in baseball.
Obviously, I like Donnie Kelly, but he confounds me sometimes. I already mentioned one of the reasons. So I'm not going to go with Donnie Kelly. I think it's going to be Counsell.
Craig
Cubs.
Counsell.
Yeah.
Fair?
I have the Cubs. I have the Cubs going far this year. I'm going to go with Counsell.
All right. Tony, manager of the year, National League.
Walt Weiss, I think.
Yeah.
They're what they're doing first year.
Hard to argue against it. AL manager of the year, Tony, and we're letting you go.
AL manager of the year. I'll say that the A's make it as a wild card, or maybe down the stretch, and we'll do. God's sake.
That's who I picked
Is it?
for that exact reason. Look at all they're dealing with. They're in Sacramento. They don't have a home. The whole Vegas thing has been such a hot topic. If they were getting it done, that shit is hard, man. It is hard to manage a team in a minor league ballpark, subpar facilities, and they're still putting out a winning record right now. That's why I like Mark Kotsay.
I think it's going to be Mark Kotsay, but that's not who I picked. I picked Hinch because I picked Detroit to play in the World Series. And if that happens, it'll probably be Hinch.
Tony, your all-time favorite TV field reporter in the history of your career is who?
Big Rob, right there. Secret sauce.
Mm-hmm. When he asked you a question, could you time it with a calendar or have to shave 2 times before he got to the end of
When
his
I'm like,
question?
when I stick a microphone in your face, you're like, what now?
The one thing you did do, you never did a lot of double. Hey, let's start that over. It was always, you were always right on it. So.
Well, it's because I'm a professional.
Jesus.
Professional.
Tony, I love you, buddy. Thank you.
Tony, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Enjoyed it.
You're a good man. Who else should we get for the show? Who else can we recruit right now? Who would you
Well,
like
there's
to see on Sacred Grounds?
Has AJ been on yet? That'd be a
No,
good
I'll
one.
call AJ Burnett. Hey, AJ, somebody's going to send this to you. You are coming on the show. Who else?
Now you really put me on the spot.
All right, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
You got a whole well of people you can get in.
Yeah, there's a lot. We're going after Musgrove, too.
Sounds good.
All right. Tony, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
Appreciate
guys.
it, Tony. My pleasure.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
That's going to do it for episode 6 of Sacred Grounds with Robbie and Uncle Paulie. Paulie, take us out.
Well, for my good friend Tony Watson, Robbie Thunder, I'm Paul Hogan, Sacred Grounds episode 6, and we will see you next week.